Welcome to the second lesson of EDU 599, Technology, Data and Continuous School Improvement. My name is Alex and I am a better speaker than the instructor, thus his decision to include me in this lesson. In this video lesson we want to help organize your thoughts around the continuous school improvement process. We want you to conceptualize the entire framework, its origins and the focus of this course. We will begin by discussing Chapter 2 of the Bernhardt text, Data Analysis for Continuous School Improvement, starting with the origins of the CSI model. On page 11 of the Bernhardt text, the author begins the chapter by writing, "Traditional continuous improvement, made common all over the world by W. Edward Deming during the 20th century, starting in 1950, is a four-step plan to check act, PDCA, or plan to study adjust, PDSA cycle, also known as the Deming cycle, that guides organizations through process improvement using the scientific method of hypothesis, experiment and evaluation." Let's take a quick look at Deming's life and approach to solving organizational problems.
The Japanese credit W. Edwards Deming with teaching them the quality improvement methods that so dramatically altered their economy. In 1947, and again in 1950, Dr. Deming visited Japan as an advisor on statistical sampling techniques under General Douglas A. MacArthur. Later, the Union of Japanese Scientists and Engineers sponsored Deming as a teacher and consultant to industry. The whole world is familiar with the transformation of Japan. Before implementing Deming's 14 points and statistical process control, Japanese consumer goods had a well-earned reputation for low quality. After adopting Deming's methods, quality and dependability sharply improved. In recognition of his efforts, the Japanese established the Deming Prize to be awarded annually to the company with the most outstanding achievements in quality control. W. Edwards Deming was born on October 14, 1900, in Sioux City, Iowa. His parents taught him to appreciate the benefits of hard work and encouraged him to go forward with his education. Deming studied electrical engineering at the University of Wyoming, where he was active in many organizations until he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in 1921. He continued his studies at the University of Colorado, earning a master's degree in mathematical physics in 1925. From there, Deming went on to Yale University for his PhD. He worked part-time during the school year as a physics instructor. Summers were spent at the Western Electric Company's Hawthorne plant in Chicago, working on transmitters. What Deming saw there made a lasting impression. The workforce of 46,000, most of them women, was paid by the piece and penalized for any defectives. But Deming also saw the Western Electric engineers working toward a new and important objective: uniform and reliable telephone apparatus. After graduating from Yale in 1927 with a doctoral degree in mathematics and physics, Deming accepted employment in the United States Department of Agriculture's Fixed Nitrogen Research Lab. While there, he and his assistant, Lola E. Shoup, a mathematician and chemist, published several papers together on the physical properties of compressed gases. Ed Deming and Lola Shoup were married in 1934. Another important association occurred while Deming was at the Department of Agriculture. He was introduced to Walter A. Shewhart, a statistician at the Bell Laboratories. Shewhart had pioneered the concept of statistical process control and the special charts that helped to achieve it. Deming was intrigued with Shewhart's ideas and studied his methods intently. Thus began a friendship and professional association that lasted until Shewhart's death in 1967. By the time Deming went to work for the United States Bureau of the Census in 1939, he was well versed in the use of statistics to improve systems. Under his leadership, sampling techniques were used for the first time in the decennial census of 1940, vastly improving its efficiency and accuracy. Deming contributed substantially to the stateside war effort by teaching statistical quality control methods to U.S. companies engaged in wartime production. Facing the crisis of war, American manufacturers quickly abandoned their old and inefficient methods of production in favor of new ones. Adopting these modern quality control practices produced the reliable output so critical to victory. In 1946, Dr. Deming established a private practice as a statistical consultant to industry. That same year, in response to the growing interest in statistical techniques, he helped found the American Society for Quality Control. The society presented Deming with the Shewhart Medal in 1955 in recognition of his important contributions to the field. For nearly 30 years following World War II, American industry dominated world markets. The demand for U.S. goods was so intense that the emphasis shifted away from quality and onto mass production to fill the huge needs of war-torn countries. Many U.S. businesses abandoned statistical process control and substituted mass inspection of outgoing product in a vain attempt to ensure quality. Then, during the 1970s, the international market changed dramatically. The Japanese, in particular, were now producing high-quality products at low cost and competitive prices. U.S. businesses as diverse as consumer electronics and automobile manufacturing lost significant market share to international competition. By June of 1980, when NBC broadcast its white paper titled, "If Japan Can, Why Can't We?" corporate America was desperate to improve quality and cut costs. The last quarter hour of the documentary profiled the work of W. Edwards Deming. He was consulting with a few American companies, teaching them his 14 points for management and statistical process control. Deming's methods worked. Quality improvement led to increased productivity and lower costs. The NBC documentary was the catalyst for more U.S. organizations to turn their attention back to quality and embrace Deming's way. Throughout the 1980s, Deming gave seminars and consulted with myriad organizations in the United States and around the world, spreading his message with a missionary zeal. Books about his life, his philosophy, and the successful application of his teachings made Deming a well-recognized and much sought-after figure in corporate circles worldwide. His own landmark text, Out of the Crisis, has been read by hundreds of thousands of people and translated into several foreign languages. A number of films and videos contributed to educating top management and workers in Deming's way. On June 25, 1987, Dr. Deming was awarded the National Medal of Technology by Secretary of Commerce Malcolm Baldrige in a ceremony at the White House. Finally, America's own master of quality was getting the recognition in his own country that he so long deserved.
Thank you.